How did I get started on YouTube? Some of you may know, some of you, I'm guessing a large majority of you don't. How I got started was quite a few years ago. I'm gonna say about 7 now, give or take, 6, 7 years ago. I've always been an entrepreneur at heart. I've always had some type of business or something going on, something. All legal, of course. I had a tree stump grinding business for a while and a couple other things. The tree stump grinding did very well because I was a tree man, a ground guy for a tree company. And I wanted kind of wanted to break into that myself. But I wanted to start off, and he had something to sell, big tree stump grinder, big one, got pulled behind a pickup truck and the whole bit. And I was doing that. The problem with that is it's seasonal, more or less. And I had a full-time job at the time, and I really wanted to get out of that full-time job, which I'm now part-time doing the same thing. And the tree stump grinding, unfortunately, was going to be seasonal, and it wasn't going to cut it. And I wasn't ready to do tree work yet. I wanted to go to school for that, and we're really, really busy. So I looked around, and I tried not one, but 2 or 3 internet businesses, all legit, no scams, no pyramid stuff, nothing like that. I wanted my own website, and I was going to do what's called drop shipping, and then eventually get bigger and bigger and stock supplies and stuff. And I was thinking of what can I sell? And they always tell you there's all kinds of graphs and charts and tests you can do that will kind of tell you like what's a good seller and what sells and what isn't, and where's your demographic area and your particular, you have to know your clients and who you're going to focus your market. I mean, there's a lot to it. I tried selling several different items, at least 2 other times. But the truth is, I was doing it strictly for money. Just for money. I didn't like what I was doing. I didn't like what I was selling. I had little or no experience, mostly no experience with what I was selling. And my heart wasn't in it, so I more or less just closed the business. Sat around for a little while, thought about it. And then I bought this course, and I don't know the name, but I bought a course for people that want to. I actually bought several. Most of them were scams. I got burnt. The last one I bought, and I'm sorry, I don't know what it was. It talked a lot about having an internet business. That's my dream, and it still kind of is. And it said to sell something that you know about, something that you like, something that you're passionate about, something that you very well use yourself. And God, that makes a ton of sense, right? And I already knew that, but I needed to see it. I needed to read it. I needed to hear it. So I was looking around, and I'm talking months and months at a time would go by. And I'm sitting there one day, and I worked first shift full time. My wife worked full shift. We had no children at the time, and I always had, because I had to work every other weekend. I had a day off in the middle of the week, and I was sitting at my desk, my computer desk in my house, which is now a child's room, but it used to be an office. And I was looking around at the stuff that I have, the stuff that I do. And I'm thinking, and I'm like, what can you do? Can you find a supplier? I mean, what can you do? And I saw a backpack hanging in a closet. And I thought, I like backpacks. Come to find out I have an obsession with them. And then a little while later, I'm looking and I had a knife. I didn't have much. I just had a few items. Nothing compared to what I own now, but I had a few items. I thought, wow, let me see if I can find wholesale suppliers that will drop ship for me, because I don't have a lot of money and I'm new, I'm starting, I don't know what will or won't sell. And I started doing a little bit of research. And the name escapes me, where you can buy, you become a member. and I'm not exactly sure the name of the company. When you are a member, you get access to legit wholesalers, not people that are there to rip you off, take your money, and the list is constantly updated when they go out of business or when new ones are added, and anything you're looking for, they are there. And I forget the name, I'm sorry, but they are legit, they're good. I found several suppliers that sell outdoor gear, knives, backpacks, tactical stuff, all that stuff. Because I did this. I did what you see me doing now, but I never had a camera with me. And I certainly didn't have the nice gear that I had today. A lot of the stuff that I had was more geared towards your average hiker. I like tactical kind of looking stuff, backpacks, stuff of that nature. 511 Tactical, Blackhawk, Maxpedition, VanQuest now, you know, those brands. I had to move because the sun, I couldn't see myself, I didn't want it hurt, you know, the light right in the camera, and now my back is to the one way to get to where I'm at. Anyway, so I wanted to sell tactical gear. I started on eBay. It didn't do very well because people were literally selling it for cheaper than I can get it for. So people were literally giving this stuff away, well, within reason. Now, you got to remember, this is quite a few years ago. And maybe even longer than I'm thinking. But eBay today isn't what it used to be. There's almost more new stuff on eBay from corporations and companies than what it used to be. If you were on eBay years ago, even if you are today, but it used to be the majority of the stuff was used out of people cleaning out their basements, attics, garages, and so on. And now it's more new and than it is used. And I can't compete with that. So I knew, now you got to remember, I knew nothing about this stuff. Honestly, I knew nothing about this stuff. This is all self-taught. Learned about drop shipping and wholesale, buying in bulk, light bulk, and this, that, and the other thing. I knew of a couple brands that I liked at the time. I never knew about Maxpedition. I knew about 511. I knew about Blackhawk, and that I really believe is it. Through the wholesale list that I bought into, I got one, maybe two suppliers. From them, as I learned, I talked to them, created a good relationship. I learned about other suppliers, and because, well, they have this, and this brand, but they can't get Cold Steel. They can't get Essie. I found out about Essie. I was going in Blade forums and a whole bunch of other website forums, hiking forums, tactical gear forums, and not to push what I'm selling, but I want to learn about what are people interested in, what names are good, what brands are crap, and so on. I built my own website. I've had 3. I started with a particular template that was. You could change literally everything on it. I didn't want to be stuck with a template looking like everybody else's. Started with a template, and I built a website. I liked it, I didn't like it. Ran some tests, found out it was intimidating people. Okay. Somebody told me that. One person said that they liked the template so much. I love the design, a lot of camo and black background on the products. It was really nice. And I said, well, what do you think about like the photos that I'm using for the products and so on, which I got from the suppliers? And he said, oh, what do you mean? I don't. He never even saw what I was selling. He was so impressed with the template. So Fast forward, I finally found the website that worked for me. I was selling. I was doing a little advertising here, little advertising there with what money I could. I was buying some stuff I could and playing around, and more or less mouth to mouth, learning about tags and product descriptions and I mean all the meta tags and all this stuff. I was literally working 40 hours a week and probably spending another 50, give or take, on there. We had no children, and my poor wife just basically just let me do my thing. I really honestly didn't know about YouTube. YouTube was very new, very, very new. Okay, some stuff happened. I'm going to jump forward. I hear about YouTube. Now, myself included, people are doing product gear reviews. There's thousands of us. Many of them considerably better than I am at doing product reviews. I tried. If you go watch my first couple videos, I think it was the SCI Zula and a zero tolerance folder possibly. They were horrible. Now, the point of me doing that was to get you to my website to buy products. And it worked. Not fantastic because I had 0 subscribers, but it worked. And at that point, I started looking for other YouTubers to supply gear to, pretty much what goes on today. Such 00, Such Double Art was my absolute first person I ever sent a product to do a review in hopes to get people to come to me, and it worked like gangbusters. All right, so Such 00 worked out great. He had a lot of subscribers, and I would give him something. Whatever I gave him would send people to me, and I would sell a crap load of knives, whatever. I used roughly 5 different people I would give stuff to, and they would make a video and talk about the price. They were doing that anyway, right? They were doing gear reviews anyway. Now, you got to remember, at the time, there weren't not that many, not like today. So there were a total of 5, maybe 6 or so people. Let's say 7 in all, but there were a few that it really didn't quite work out. I wouldn't even get my money back for the knife, the multi-tool, the backpack that I sent them to review. And it was theirs to keep. Pretty much how it goes on today. I mean, a lot of you know about that today. We get products, me much less than others, but we get products from companies, we review it, and that's the best thing. I mean, it really is. When I want to learn about something, I go to YouTube all the time. If I want to look at a new knife, a camera, a tripod, a backpack, a something, I go to YouTube and I want to see it used. I had this talk one time about TVs with my father-in-law, and he likes Sony, and he said, well, Sony said, and Sony said, and I said, listen, you know, go to people that have used it, like even on YouTube, go, and he does go to YouTube, but don't listen to what Sony says about Sony TVs, right? You know, go to users, us. Anyway, and I still do that to this day. So, it was going really well. It was doing actually extremely well. I'm getting more stuff from myself. I'm learning more about this stuff myself and finding out that I kind of have a little niche in it. A talent, a skill, in which, you know. I'm telling you. So, it was going well. To the point that it was going... So I'm making my own videos as well. Horrible. Not to say my videos today are fantastic. I'm losing sunlight, but I mean horrible. They were terrible. They were terrible. And they're still up if you ever want to go all the way back and look at my first couple, and you'll see that there's really not much change from then till now. I just have better camera equipment. That's about it. It was doing well. It was doing well to the point that I couldn't continue what I was doing, or I was just going to continue, but it wasn't doing well enough to leave my full-time job, my website, my business. I still needed it. We needed it, my wife and I. We also decided to have children. I was going to go to second shift, which I did. And I'd be home with the boys during the day. She'd be home with them at night. But if you have children, you know you're not on your computer for 8, 12, 15 hours a day working on an internet business, or 10, 8, 9, 10 hours a day, and watch 2 little babies and go to my job at night. I was working full time at that. I couldn't do it. It got to the point, and again, the business was doing very well. It was very successful. It got to the point where I had to bring in some people. I had to get some money for loans, like investors, and I don't know anybody and I don't trust anybody. I had a couple friends that know about this gear. 2 more than a couple others, but they had no interest. They have their own lives, their own businesses, and it was pretty much me, myself, and I. So took a long time. I realized I have to close the internet business. Now I know I'm talking a lot about that, but that kind of goes into now. I closed the internet business reluctantly. I had a lot of stuff. I sold whatever I had left. I kept a couple items, gave stuff away too. And I stopped for a while. I continued. The other thing is that I wasn't getting out doing what I love to do. I was selling stuff to do this, but I wasn't doing this, if that makes any sense. And that made me very unhappy. The money, although important, isn't the end result for me. It's not everything to me. It honestly isn't, and I regret kind of saying that or thinking that every now and then, but the fact is, money isn't everything to me. It really isn't. I want to be happy and my bills paid, and I don't ask for a lot much more than that. So here we are, several years later. A little while after I closed the business, yes, we had children, I continued going out and doing what I'm doing, and got better cameras, and I started doing my own gear reviews. I really enjoy doing it because the fact is I'm out anyway. I'm out doing the hiking and playing with products and knives and finding beautiful locations like this and just hanging out for the day and building fires and just talking about gear with a buddy or whatever. My wife, for the last almost 4 years, we have 2 children now, 1 and 3, or 1.5 and 3.5. So she's been pregnant and or taking care of babies. Usually she'd be out here with me, backpack, cap on, and she's out there with me. Pull up the boots, let's go. She loves this, and when my little boys are a little bit older, they will be here with us as well. I'm making reviews, doing reviews, learning, getting a little bit better, a little bit better. And then a company contacted me. I bought a little bit of this, a company contacted, and I thought, wow, I may be able to turn this into something. Now, at the time, there was still, it was kind of a couple years ago. I mean, again, today there's a crap load of us, most of them better than myself, doing this. But at the time, and I thought, wow, this might really, become a business, and it has, in a sense, that I'm now, because I reached a certain amount of videos, a certain amount of views, a certain amount of subscribers, I now get paid from Google/YouTube, and I get a monthly check. Very little, a very, very little check. Not much, but it helps. And the fact that I'm out here anyway doing this, anyway, why not film it? Why not film my adventures, my new knife, my backpack? Every now and then, a company, for a little while, I was getting a lot of calls or contacts from people wanting to send me stuff to review, because again, it's marketing for them, and there's absolutely nothing wrong with that. If you stay true to your beliefs or philosophy, if you will, I will never review a product or tell you this product is great if it's not, right? I will not do that. I will not send you a product and say, hey, check this out, go buy this, and then it's a piece of crap. I won't do that. Now, does that mean everything they make is good? Does that mean, I've had lately a lot of people saying they don't like 511, their 511 tactical pack, rush pack fell apart. Mine haven't, and I'm doing some crazy stuff sometimes with my packs. They're not breaking, they're solid bags. I will tell you what I know, what I believe to be true. I've had quite a few companies send me stuff and it was crap, it really was. I don't want to talk bad about them, so I just send it back. Believe it or not, they just said throw it away. What does that tell you, right? If you call the company and say, hey, listen, you know, it's really not that great. The review isn't going to be really in your favor. What would you like me to do? I'll still review it, but I'm going to be honest. I'm not going to lie to my subscribers. And they literally say throw it away. What does that say about the product? There are a lot of good people doing, and I'm talking gear reviews, product reviews, tactical, knives, bushcraft, things of that nature. A lot of good people out there. The majority of them, from what I can tell, and a few that I know quite well personally, are good people and you can trust them, me included. There are big guys and there are a lot of little guys, but they're honest, and that's the most important thing. We have a fantastic community here. Lately I've been getting into more or less like vlogging. I watch 3, maybe 4 different vloggers, their family life every day. I watch one that's a startup business and they vlog every day. I watch that. I like that. That's exciting because TV, the fact is TV bores the crap out of me. Cable TV is no longer fun. I don't enjoy it. I find it very boring. I watch YouTube. I watch product reviews. I learn how to do electricity work in my house through YouTube. I get news through YouTube. I mean, YouTube, and of course you have to really be careful who you watch and what they say and what they do, but it's a good place. And I'm rambling on. That's how I got started, because I got in the business and I love what I do. I love the products. I once worked for a Cadillac and Pontiac dealership. A very good friend owned a very large dealership in the area. I didn't like Pontiacs and Cadillacs. And I gave up a job to make, give or take, roughly, he said, a minimum of $100,000 a year selling Pontiacs and Cadillacs. I don't like Pontiacs and I don't like Cadillacs. And I honestly cannot sell something I don't like, or I don't use, or I would never own myself. I've never regretted that choice, ever in my life, and I never will. So, that's how I got started with YouTube. I'm not going anywhere. When I have more funds and I can buy more stuff, or if a company decides to send something my way and it's good, I will review it, I will show you, and that's it. That's my story, everybody. Be well, stay safe, watch your back, get out as often as you can, everybody, okay? Bye.